All right, Guardians, buckle up, because we are diving deep into something that I know you guys love. Raids and dungeons. Destiny 2 raids and dungeons.
Yeah.
Specifically, what's coming in Codename Frontiers.
Right.
Bungie dropped this massive developer insight article, and it's a lot to unpack. So
It is.
we're here to break it down for you.
Yeah, they're really kind of shaking things up this time, which is cool to see. They're really listening to the players. It seems like with all this new stuff, they're really trying to shake up the end game experience.
Yeah, it's not just like a fresh coat of paint. This is like a whole new foundation, yeah.
So let's start big picture, okay? What's the overall plan that Bungie's laid out here?
Yeah.
So it seems like they're going with like a yearly refresh kind of cycle. So new raid with the first expansion, then they're going to give some love to the dungeons in the second one. But I think the most interesting thing is they're also teasing a brand new event type coming down the line.
Okay, see, that's what I'm talking about. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's talk about this new raid coming with Codename Apollo.
Yeah.
That's the first expansion raid. And Bungie is calling it Codename Apollo.
Right.
They're being very secretive. We don't know a lot of details, but they did drop one major change that has me pretty excited.
Yeah, you're talking about the Raid Feats, right? This is a really big deal because it basically lets players like really tailor the difficulty. You load into the raid, and before you even start an encounter, you can activate these things called feats. Each feat will add like a unique twist or challenge to the encounter.
So instead of choosing like a hard mode, I'm picking and choosing the difficult. Give me an example.
Yeah, like imagine a feat where all the enemies are permanently cloaked. So every encounter suddenly becomes a huge test of your team's awareness and coordination.
Oh, wow.
Or like, what if there was a feat that gave enemies a stacking damage buff every time they hit you?
Oh.
Every bullet counts, right?
Oh, that's brutal. Yeah. So how hard are we talking here? Like, delete your character if you fail? Hard.
I mean, Bungie hasn't gone that far.
Yeah.
But the more feats you activate, the harder the raid gets, but the better the rewards. So it's all about risk versus reward, right?
Yeah.
Do you play it safe, or do you push it for the best loot?
And that's strategy.
Yeah.
I love that. And then on top of that, you've got the challenge update that's coming in the next major update.
Oh, yeah.
More rewards, new mechanics, even more feats, and a shot at the exotic weapon catalysts.
That's right, yeah. And that's huge, especially for like the hardcore Destiny players. That's a really big deal. It's like Bungie saying, like, hey, we see that you're pushing yourselves, so we're going to give you even more reasons to try to master these raids.
It's not even just about beating the raid anymore. It's like beating the raid.
With every challenge.
The hardest way possible.
Yeah.
I can already imagine the race to be the first fire team to conquer those challenge updates with every single feat active.
Oh, for sure.
But hold on. We can't forget about the dungeons, because it looks like they are getting some love too.
They are, which is awesome to see. So with the Codename Behemoth expansion, we're getting a brand new dungeon. And this time, they're adding a full set of weapons and armor to chase, just like the raids. And I mean, that's huge because it finally gives like the dungeon runners a reason to keep coming back for more.
For sure. And I think, you know, the dungeons are where Bungie sometimes gets to experiment with some of their more creative encounters and mechanics. I'm really interested to see what they've come up with for this new one.
Absolutely, yeah. And, you know, they're elevating the rewards, which makes me think they're saying that dungeons are just as important as raids.
Yeah.
So come check them out. And that's really cool to see because it's going to make it more appealing to everybody.
Yeah. This is awesome.
Yeah.
You know, thinking about this new dungeon, it reminds me of when Bungie finally gave us Prophecy with its own loot. That was awesome.
That was a good one.
Speaking of awesome, we got to talk about that new of Bungie cheesed in the article.
Yeah.
They're not giving us much to go on.
Right.
But they did say it's going to involve, like, legacy raid and dungeon content. Kind of building on what they did with the Pantheon.
Right. Yeah. Which is interesting because, like, what direction are they going to go? The Pantheon was really cool, like going back and revisiting those classic raids. But what's next?
Yeah, like how do you top that? What are we thinking? Like remixed encounters?
Maybe.
With like crazy new mechanics or like time trials across multiple raids.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
I don't know. The possibilities are endless.
Yeah, remember that line in the article? It said something about surprising aspirational challenges.
Okay. Yeah.
So they might have something really, really unique planned.
Ooh.
What if they, like, combined elements from different raids and dungeons into something totally new?
Ooh.
Imagine, like, fighting your way through a mashup of Crota's End and Vault of Glass.
Okay, now that would be incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, man, the thought of those aesthetics and those enemy types, like, all colliding gives me chills. Bungie knows how to, like, push our buttons, man.
They do. They know what we want. It's all about, like, finding that sweet spot between nostalgia and innovation.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really good at that, like taking something familiar, but then, like, flip it on its head.
Exactly. And let's not forget about the portal system they keep talking about.
Right, yeah.
Didn't they say that dungeons will be, like, a big part of that with all this, like, challenge customization stuff?
Yeah, so dungeons will be in that Pinnacle Ops section of the portal, so even more customization. They're making it very clear that dungeons are going to be a core part of the endgame, not just a side thing.
Okay, so dungeons are in. What about raids?
Yeah.
Any word on if or when those will be part of the portal system?
So, not right away. Raids are going to stay where they are for now, with their own loot pools, their own challenges. But, and this is a big but, they did say in the article that they are exploring ways to incorporate raids in a future release.
Hold on, so they are thinking about it. Man, just imagine if you could, like, customize raids through the portal.
Right.
Tweak the difficulty, choose your own challenges.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That'd be wild.
It would open up so many possibilities. Like, imagine being able to queue up for specific raid encounters with matchmaking.
Oh.
Or, like, daily challenges that are tied to raid bosses.
All right.
Something like that.
And with the challenge update coming to the new raid, it kind of feels like they're already testing the waters for something much bigger.
Right.
It's like they're building this whole new framework for endgame content where players have, like, way more say in how they experience it.
Exactly, yeah. It's like they're giving players more agency, more control over their experience. And that just creates this deeper sense of engagement.
For sure. You know, it's kind of wild when you think about it. Bungie's not just, like, tweaking things here and there. They're basically giving us the tools to create our own endgame experience.
Yeah. It's a really smart move, actually. By, like, letting go of some of that control, they're allowing players to decide what's rewarding for them. If you want, like, that super hardcore challenge, go for it. Or if you just kind of want to, like, chill with your fire team and take it a little slower, they've got that option for you too.
Yeah, for sure. So, all right, before we wrap this up and send everyone off to start theory crafting all their dream raid challenges, let's recap what has us most hyped for the future of Destiny 2 Endgame, right?
Okay.
So, first up, codename. Apollo.
Yeah.
That's the new raid. It's coming with the first expansion. We don't have all the details yet, but I am really excited about that Raid Feats system that has the potential to change a lot.
Oh, for sure. Being able to fine-tune, like, the difficulty and the rewards.
Yeah.
I think those challenge updates are going to push people to their limit.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
And, you know, while we're talking about pushing limits, don't forget about that brand new dungeon coming with the codename, Behemoth Expansion.
Right.
A full set of weapons and armor.
Yeah. Dungeons are back, baby.
It's awesome. Dungeons are the main event now.
They're not just a side thing anymore. This is awesome.
And then last, but certainly not least, that mysterious new event.
Yeah.
That's coming up. And if it's anything like what they did with the Pantheon, it's going to be wild.
I'm so curious.
Right. Imagine a whole event dedicated to remixed raids and just crazy challenges. And who knows what kind of rewards they're going to have.
Possibilities are endless. They could do anything.
It's going to be amazing. You know, I think that's what's most exciting about all of this. It's not just about Bungie bringing us new content. It's about them finding new ways to breathe life into the world of Destiny 2.
Totally.
And I think based on everything we've seen so far, the future is looking very bright for raids and dungeons.
Absolutely.
So until next time, Guardians, eyes up.